everybody, and welcome to our candidates forum here. As I hope most of you know, I'm Rudy Garcia, a former chancellor and judge of elections, and I've been asked to moderate this forum to give all the candidates a chance to introduce themselves to our members and answer some questions about themselves and their leadership goals for our association. There are a lot of candidates in contested races this year, so I'm going to try to keep this moving to cover as much ground as we can with each candidate in the time we have available. The order of introductions and questioning and the time limits are all specified in elections forum procedures that have been shared with the candidates in advance. I'll ask all the candidates to do their very best to stay within the allotted times. And we're going to start with very brief introductions of the officer candidates in the uncontested races. Then we're going to move on to candidates in the contested races for the Board of Governors, then Treasurer, then Vice Chancellor, and then Young Lawyers Division Executive Committee in that order. The YLD candidates were added after the times were set for this forum, so we're probably going to run a bit late in closing this out today. There are a couple of people who aren't able to attend, so maybe that'll help us finish closer to on time, but if we do run late, I apologize in advance. And as Chara mentioned earlier, in case anyone joined us since, you can use Zoom's chat feature to submit proposed questions, and we'll try to get to those to the extent we can squeeze them in. Again, all candidates, please keep your cameras on during the entire segment devoted to the position you're running for, but keep your microphones muted except when you're called on to speak. And everyone else should have their cameras off and their mics muted at all times so everyone can devote their full attention to the candidates. We have 3 uncontested races for officer positions this year, so I'm going to start by asking those candidates to keep their cameras on and in turn briefly introduce themselves, and I'm going to ask everyone else to please turn your video off at this point. Okay, well, welcome, and what we have now is brief introductions. We don't need any lengthy discussion because you're all shoo-ins already. Deb, do you want to go first?
Sure. Thank you, Rudy and Tara, for hosting. I'm Deb Winokur. I'm with Cozen O'Connor in the Legal Profession Services Group. I'm running for secretary. And even though I'm running unopposed, I take this, campaign and position very, very seriously. And my focus over the years with the Bar Association has really been in the area of professional responsibility, ethics, and the rules. And I welcome anyone to reach out to me with any questions or concerns or how I can best serve you as an officer. Thank you.
Thanks. Melanie?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Melanie Foreman. I'm a shareholder at Marshall Dennehy. I'm also co-hiring chair of associates at the firm. I've been involved in the Bar Association really since joining the legal community after law school. I've been on the Young Lawyers Division Executive Committee, the Board of Governors, recently co-chaired the bench bar. I've just had a wonderful experience, and it's my goal to, bring new, fresh ideas to the association and more members. I think it's a great opportunity to raise our platform as attorneys. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. And Dino?
Thanks, Rudy, and good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dino Privatera. I am a solo practitioner here in Philadelphia, predominantly focusing my practice on catastrophic personal injury work and criminal defense work. I am currently the assistant treasurer of the Philadelphia Bar Association, running unopposed. This would be my 3rd term. I am also a member of the Judicial Commission, and I also co-chair the State Civil Litigation Section along with Denise Mandy. I am also a past board member, and I am also past co-chair of the Solo Small Firm Management Committee that I co-chaired with Christine Cowling. I love the Bar Association and want to continue to be a part of the family. And I just want to express the best of luck and congratulations to all the candidates that are running for all positions. I wish you nothing but the best in your endeavors.
Well,
Thank
thank you all for those introductions and your commitment to serve. And congratulations on running unopposed. So now we'll turn to the Board of Governors candidates. I'm going to ask those candidates to please turn your cameras on. Is this everyone who's going to be here? Let's see, I think we have two that aren't, so I guess so. Okay, welcome everyone. We have 7 candidates for 5 seats on the board. So this is an important opportunity for each of you to tell our members more about your experience and leadership goals. We're going to start with 1.5-minute introductions by each candidate in order of your randomly selected ballot positions. I'm going to keep track of the time, and I'll let you know when you have 15 seconds remaining and when your time has expired. And I'll do that like this. Hopefully you can see that graphic. That's a 15-second warning, and here's a time expired warning. So keep your eyes open for those graphics. That'll help cue you in when you're about to run out of time. Okay, so starting with the introductions, 1.5 minutes each. And first up is Melissa Ruth. Melissa.
Thank you, Rudy. Hi, everyone. My name is Melissa Ruth. I'm an associate at Duane Morris in the Trial Practice Group. I've been involved with the Bar Association since 2017, soon after my graduation from law school. I've been on the YLD Executive Committee since 2018 and on the cabinet of the Executive Committee for 3 years, most recently this year as chair of the YLD for 2023. As chair and chair-elect of the YLD, I've had the privilege to already serve on the Board of Governors for the past 2 years, as well as on the cabinet for the Board of Governors. I'm also on the membership committee, was recently asked to join the bylaws committee, and I'm a member of the Judicial Commission for this year. As chair of the YLD, I oversaw and was responsible for planning a lot of programming for the Bar Association this year, including our largest project, Law Week, which provides a lot of opportunities to give back to the community, networking events, our diversity reception, and a ton of other things. Due to my active involvement in the Bar Association so far throughout my career, I am familiar with the issues facing the Bar Association at large, as well as the YLD, the largest subset. I have good relationships with the bar staff, as well as bar leadership through this already. So I am really just hoping to be able to continue the work that I've already been doing for the Bar Association. I'm ready. This is the energy I want to bring. I think I've proven myself to be someone who's going to show up and be a reliable board member. I want to keep getting young lawyers involved, not only in the YLD, but the bar at large, and finding ways to give back to the local community and the legal community. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next up is Abel Garza, and Abel is unable to attend, but he's enlisted Marie Bussey Garza to read a statement on his behalf. So Marie, whenever you're ready, the floor is yours.
Hi, my name is Marie Bussey Garza. I'm an
Sorry.
associate at DLA. I'm sorry?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry. I thought you
The
had
time
said-
up thing went on by mistake.
Okay, I will start over.
Yes.
I'm Marie Bussey Garza, an associate at DLA Piper, and a proud member of the Philadelphia Bar Association. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking on behalf of Abel Garza. Abel wanted to attend personally, but he teaches a class at Villanova that conflicts with today's forum. Given the importance of allowing members to become familiar with the candidates, he asked me to speak on his behalf. Abel is a proud graduate of Villanova Law. He started his career at Pepper Hamilton, now Troutman, before transitioning to academia and public interest. He currently teaches law and undergrad students at Villanova and is also a supervising attorney for the Civil Justice Clinic. Abel is an active volunteer with Philadelphia VIP, where he assists low-income individuals facing housing discrimination and eviction. He also serves on Philly VIP's Recruitment and Retention Committee. If elected, Abel will foster growth in the bar by encouraging law students and young lawyers to participate in the Bar Association and invest in their future success as attorneys. As a Villanova faculty member, he gets direct feedback from future lawyers concerning the direction they want our Bar Association to take. Abel will also promote diversity, equity, and inclusion. He has extensive DEI experience and currently serves on the board and various committees of the Villanova Minority Alumni Society. He vows to continue the Bar Association's commitment to diversity, illustrated in its Statement of Diversity and Inclusion Principles. While there are a number of great candidates who would serve the bar well, 2 words set Abel apart: advocacy and dedication. Abel will dedicate himself to this organization and will advocate for its members and goals. On behalf of Abel Garza, I humbly ask for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next up would be Jolly Hatchett, but apparently he's stuck in a hearing and won't be able to join us. However, I think he's enlisted Shahira Brown to read something on his behalf. Is that correct, Shahira?
That is correct. A good afternoon, everyone. I am here to speak on behalf of Jolly Hatchett, who was excited to be here today. Jolly Hatchett is on the slate with myself, Shahira Brown, ballot number 8, and Karima Yelverton, ballot number 4. Jolly Hatchett is ballot number 3. He is honored and humbled to be considered a candidate for the Board of Governors for the Philadelphia Bar Association. In serving on the Board of Governors, he hopes to advocate for the legal community and the Philadelphia community at large. In this contested race, Jolly believes candidates should not only be judged by what they say, but rather what they have done. And Jolly has done a great deal. Jolly has been active in the Philadelphia Bar Association for a number of years, and most recently served as the president of the Philadelphia Barristers Association of Philadelphia. In that capacity, he's been appointed a member to the Judiciary Selection Committee to ensure that not only the most qualified individuals are nominated to serve as members of the city of Philadelphia. Jolly Hatchett is an associate at Marshall Dennehy, where he focuses on civil rights litigation. He has an interest in ensuring the fundamental rights to due process and all things related to that, to the system are upheld. Jolly is very active in giving back to his community and demonstrates leaderships in various positions. Most recently, Jolly served as the president of the Barristers Association, and in that capacity was able to raise more than $80,000 to support diverse law students. If and when selected as a member of the Board of Governors, he would use his prior experience and track records to support the mission of the Bar Association. Thank you.
Thank you. On his behalf and on ours. Okay, next we have Karima Yelverton. Karima, are you ready?
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Karima Yelverton, and I am running for Board of Governors. As previously stated, along with Jolly Hatchett and Shahira Brown, we are running on a platform of advocacy, inclusion, and growth. Together, we thrive. It is my sincerest desire to give back to the Bar Association the way it has given to me throughout my legal career, and that is why I'm running for Board of Governors. I am currently an assistant district attorney here in Philadelphia, in the Special Investigations Unit. I am a former assistant solicitor at the Register of Wills office, also here in Philly, and a former Philadelphia public defender. I have an undergraduate degree from Temple University in risk management and insurance, and I worked in that industry for almost 10 years before attending Widener University, Delaware Law School. I believe that we should be present at all times, and that is what it means to be a member of the Board of Governors, to represent the organization and be its face. It is highly important that we elect those who will spend their time serving us, and that is what I plan to do along with Shahira and Jolly. We also plan to promote increased community involvement for the Bar Association, because it's important that we reflect the ideals of Philadelphians, even throughout our legal service. So we hope that you consider voting for our platform. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Next we have Mary Kate Kalenich.
Perfect. Thanks, Rudy. Hi, everyone. My name is Mary Kate Kalenich. I am also running for the Board of Governors, and I am the Custody and Support Supervising Attorney at Women Against Abuse, as well as this year's Public Interest Section Chair. As a public interest attorney, I represent some of the most marginalized citizens of Philadelphia, and as the chair of the Public Interest Section, I have the distinct pleasure of supporting other passionate attorneys in doing the same. The Bar Association has enormous power and consistently makes choices that impact not just our legal profession, but all Philadelphians as a whole. It is crucial to elevate the experiences and voices of our most vulnerable citizens when the bar considers its initiatives and resolutions. I've done that as public interest chair this year by supporting numerous resolutions, creating programming that emphasizes diversity within our section and our profession, and my proudest effort working with others and within our section to create a long sustainable DEI scholarship for a summer intern. One of my deepest values is authenticity. With me, what you see is what you get. And if elected, I am committed to showing up and bringing the same energy I've brought this year and previous years to the public interest section, to the Bar Association as a whole. Thanks.
Thank you. Rhonda Bolginetti, you're up next.
Hi, Rudy. Thank you, everyone, for attending and hearing what each of us have to say. I also would like to thank the people that I'm running with. It's been a pleasure getting to know everybody that's running for the Board of Governors. I am a proud alumni of Villanova University Law School. I've been a trial attorney for 32 years of my career. I took a small break in that 32-year window to raise two beautiful daughters, one who's a lawyer at Cozen O'Connor in their New York office, and one who's here at PCOM in medical school. In addition to my lawyer duties, I'm also a professor at night at Widener Law School in Delaware. It's there that I have cultivated my passion for bringing up young talent and getting young talent involved, not only in their law firms, but also within the Bar Association. I've been active in the Bar Association my entire career in Philadelphia, except for the time that I was raising my children. Currently, I'm the vice chair of the Guidance Committee, and I'm also a member of the Guidance Committee for the Pennsylvania Bar, and I'm a member of the Civil and Equal Rights Committee for the Pennsylvania Bar as well. I'm also active in the Women in Profession organization within the bar, both at the state and Philly level, and recently spoke in Hershey, Pennsylvania, on artificial intelligence and ethics in our profession. I'm running for the Board of Governors because I want to expand my current work at the board, and I'm at a place in my career where I can do that. With my children grown and with my career where it is at Buchanan Ingersoll, I truly feel like I'm in a position where I can give a lot of time and help. So thank you. I hope I get your vote, and I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season.
Thank you. You timed that perfectly. And Shahira Brown, last but not least, now you can speak for yourself.
Thank you, and good afternoon again. My name is Shahira Brown, ballot number 8, and as you've heard, I'm running on the slate with Jolly Hatchett, ballot number 3, and Karima Yalberton, ballot number 4. I was born and raised in Philadelphia. I attended Temple undergrad in Widener, Delaware Law School. After law school, I came back to Philadelphia to work at the Public Defender's Office, and I currently specialize in special education at the School District of Philadelphia. I'm a first graduate of a first-generation college graduate, as well as an attorney in my family. And I found the Bar Association to be a viable source for me through law school that connected me with the legal community at large and helped me to become a good attorney that I am today. Throughout my legal career, I've heavily focused on community engagement and education. I've done that through participations on various boards, including the Philadelphia Bar Association, YLD Executive Committee, and the Cabinet, the Barristers Association, and WLD. And on these boards, I had the privilege of serving as a mentor, engaging in expungement clinics, Law Week, and serving as a youth aid panelist for juveniles with criminal charges so that their records stay clear. I'm running for the Board of Governors because I desire to continue the legacy of service that's been given unto me throughout law school, as well as my legal career. It's one thing to have your feet to the ground and another thing to be a voice. And I want to move forward to being an active voice. The slate that I am on is focusing on, I'm sorry, do I keep going? Both came up.
I'm sorry. Yes, you have.
So
now you're up, but I'll give you an extra 10 seconds. Go for it.
Thank you. We hope to continue to advocate on behalf of the Philadelphia Bar Association and legal community, continue to promote inclusivity, increase collaboration with the Bar Association and organizations within the Philadelphia community. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thank you all for those introductions. We're now going to start with a 15-minute period for question and answers. And for this, I'm going to call on everyone in random order until you've all spoken, and then I'll begin in random order again and again until we run out of time. So you won't all get all of the same questions. The first question I am going to ask everyone, because I think it will be helpful as an overview for each of you. But otherwise, I might ask 2 or 3 of you a question and then move on to the next question. You have up to 30 seconds per answer. And again, I'll let you know when you have 15 seconds left and when your time has expired. So first up is Karima. But again, this question will go to all candidates, so listen up so you're ready when it's your turn. The question is, what do you think our bar's top priorities should be over the next 3 years?
If I may repeat, what do I think the Bar Association's priorities should be over the next 3 years?
Exactly.
Well, first of all, I believe that the Bar Association should focus on its membership, retaining members who are current and obtaining new members. And the ways to do that are varied, but we could focus on marketing and attendance at events. We could do better promotion of incentives of membership. In addition, I think that working with affinity bar associations on a deeper level would encourage cross memberships in those organizations. And that is what I believe.
Sorry for my confusion with the timers. Trying to make do here. Okay, Shahira, you are next. Same question. Again, what do you think the bar's top priorities should be over the next 3 years?
I think that the bar's top priority should be diversity, equity, and inclusion. I think the bar should stay focused on informing and educating its members, whether that's through creating the CLEs that we currently have been involved in, and encouraging its members to continuously engage in DEI committees at their current workplaces, so that they can stay informed and continue to be a source of education for those who are not informed. Thank you.
Thank you. And Rhonda, you're up next on this one.
I think in the next 3 years, we need to focus on networking in 2 issues. One, with the younger talent who, unfortunately, due to COVID, didn't get a lot of in-person training. We have a lot of programs in the bar that I think would help that. And 2, I think we also need to integrate the Philadelphia Bar into the state legislative goals that we have at the state level. So Philadelphia is at the forefront and our bar association is at the forefront of making decisions on the state level and hopefully on a national level as well.
Thank you. Mary Kate.
I think the Bar Association should focus on giving back, building up, and creating sustainability. I'll focus on the last one because I think that it's the one that's a little more vague. As a current public interest chair, I find that every single year we have to ask what previous chairs did and what the chairs before them did and what the chairs before them did. And we're really reaching back and trying to build up our own institutional memory when that's something the Bar Association can do to create fluidity when people change positions.
Thank you. And Melissa, you're last on this question, whenever you're ready.
To be able to accomplish any of these goals, I think the Bar Association needs to get membership up and back into a strong place. And to do that, I think we need to build up our institutional partnerships, work on maintaining the ones that we have, and recruiting more by figuring out what benefits will be beneficial for everyone. Partnering, as Karima said, with affinity bar associations, potentially for dual membership that's mutually beneficial. I think we also need more large firm participation in as far as membership. And I think that's something I can help with being at a larger firm myself. So I think that the goal is to get membership up.
Thank you. Okay, the next question, we're going to start with Rhonda. And the question is, to continue to thrive, we need to retain our current members and attract new ones. What can we do better to maintain and increase our membership?
I think communication right now is the key. I think in order to keep the membership up, as I stated earlier, we have to get people in person and get people involved so they feel like they're a part of something and part of the Philadelphia community. Even the call we're on now, it'd be so wonderful to be in a room and be in person. So I really believe at this point that in order to continue to build our membership and get new membership, we have to see each other on a different level and encourage the in-person meetings and gatherings at the Philadelphia Bar Association level.
Thank you. Mary Kate, I'm going to ask you the same question. What can we do better to maintain and increase our membership?
So this year as public interest chair, I reached out individually to every single member that lapsed in their membership via email and asked why. And a big amount of feedback that I got was that programming and the buy-in to the Bar Association, they just felt wasn't worth it. You know, what was the investment and what was the return on investment? And I think that rather than guess about what people actually want from the Bar Association, we should ask. We should ask folks that have lapsed in membership why and what they actually need to re-up their membership, what they want the Bar Association to do, and then involve them in making those ideas come to fruition so that there's actual buy-in.
Thank you. Okay, so we don't have Abel and we don't have Jolly, so we're up to Karima. We'll start with another question. If elected, what initiatives would you prioritize to improve diversity, equity, and inclusion within our bar and the legal community in general?
If elected, to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion, first of all, as I said in my introduction, it is important that we see where we are going. And the faces are necessary in order to start that journey. So just by presence on the board and participation, that would go a long way towards encouraging increases to diversity, equity, and inclusion. In addition, as some of the other candidates have said, we have to increase our partnership with the affinity bar organizations. Those are the sources of those members that represent diversity. And so therefore, if we increase our partnerships with them and encourage those members to also be members of the Philly Bar Association, we will go a long way towards increasing the diversity of the organization.
Thank you. Let me just ask, Marie, I haven't been calling on you because my understanding was you would only be doing the introductory statement. Am I right on that, or should I be asking you questions
That
too?
is correct. That is
Okay.
correct. But I'm happy to turn off my camera. I was understanding I was supposed to wait until the entire group was done before I turned off my camera. But if it makes sense, I'll gladly turn it off now. I just wanted to.
That's
sure.
fine.
Okay.
It's fine either way.
Thank you.
Okay. Rhonda, same question. If elected, what initiatives would you prioritize to improve diversity, equity, and inclusion within our bar and the legal community in general?
As the manager of legal recruiting here at Buchanan, what I do in my job day to day is try to incorporate all of the organizations within each law school in our region. And by tapping into the students that are coming into the legal community and using their networks as well, we can definitely work on and improve the diversity and inclusion within our city. In addition to that, I think it's important, like other people have said, to work with the other affinity groups in our city. There are so many of them, and incorporate them and bring them into the Philadelphia Bar and hear what they have to say, so we can make sure that we're covering all races, genders, sexual orientations, and we're covering everybody in our community that represents Philadelphia.
Thank you. And Shahira, you're next. I'll ask you the same question. Do you want me to repeat it? Just
Yes, please.
If elected, what initiatives would you prioritize to improve diversity, equity, and inclusion within our bar and the legal community in general?
Some of the initiatives that I will prioritize, is law school involvement and our outreach to law students to make sure that when they come into the legal system or the legal community, Philadelphia Bar Association, of course, we are encouraging them to be on these boards, making sure that these faces are on the board and that there's a diverse group of people on boards. I will also ask that the bar or focus on the Bar Association, encouraging the initiatives, ensuring that we are continuing the CLE credits on the related topics, and making sure that we are committee members in our workspaces to promote DEI.
Thank you. Okay, Melissa, we're going to start with a new question now. And the question is, what more could our bar do to help restore confidence in the judiciary and respect for the rule of law?
Well, one thing we are doing so far is the Judicial Commission, which I was excited to be a part of this year. I think we can be promoting that more to help educate the community about what we should be looking for in judicial candidates. I think, as we already do, we should continue to partner with the judiciary on programming and see what could help in that regard. And I think we really just can focus on community education as well, programs for the community, not just the legal community.
Thank you. Karima, the same question. What more could our bar do to help restore confidence in the judiciary and respect for the rule of law?
I believe that the judicial recommendation process could be a slightly more transparent for the public. We as attorneys are aware of what Philadelphia Bar Association does with respect to promotion of a proper judiciary, but the people who are actually doing the voting need more information. I think the Bar Association could go further with their promotion of their judicial recommendations and the process by which they are made.
Thank you. Shahira, same question. What more could our bar do to help restore confidence in the judiciary and respect for the rule of law?
I will say that education is key. I think educating the community, civic engagement events is extremely important. I feel like we can't assume that the public knows who to vote for, why, although we can't tell them who, but give them more information about voting and what it entails. So that they have the opportunity to make the informed decisions. And I think that collaborating with the organization that is focused in the Philadelphia community on teaching the public that particular information, we should be doing more collaboration with.
Thank you. I'm sorry? Mary Kate, you're up next, and I'm going to ask you what ideas you have for increasing the value we provide to our members.
So I think this goes hand in hand with what I spoke about before. I think we need to reach out to the folks that are historically not members of the Bar Association, that have lapsed membership, and ask them why, and ask them what value we can bring them that would increase their likelihood on renewing their membership. And I think that our biggest form of information is from those folks that are not renewing their membership, that don't feel like they're getting a return on their investment. And then again, I think that we involve those folks in making those ideas come to fruition so that they have a role, so that we are paving the way for new voices and new perspectives to be heard.
Thank you. Melissa, same question. What ideas do you have for increasing membering? I'm sorry, wrong question. Yeah, no, that was the right question. Sorry. What ideas do you have for increasing the value we provide to our members?
I think we put on great CLEs already and a lot of great programming, but I think if we can focus on things that may apply to a large portion of the population, so a program that may interest a lot of people rather than a small subset might help, in addition to the more niche program that we put on. I also think we've been having great turnout at events that we've been having, so I think that that is something that people are interested in. So I think that we can explore what other types of events that people can get out and attend in person is something that can certainly provide value, and something that I think our members are currently interested in, and that people who are not members would also be interested in as well.
Thank you. Rhonda, what ideas do you have for increasing member engagement in all the different sections, committees, programs, and activities that our association offers?
Well, having been as part of a large firm now at Buchanan and for 17 years at Cozen O'Connor, I think one of the ways to do that is to get the large firms definitely involved, because it's a large pool of individuals and people that we can tap into. And I think one of the ways to get the membership up also is to use, our social media platforms and explain to people what we stand for. Mary Kate was talking about the value of this organization, and we're all very, very engaged, so we know what the value is. And many people within the firms, especially now with the hybrid work environment, don't know the value of it. And I think if we spread the word through like large firm communities and that the word gets out, I think that will help spread the value and membership increase.
Thank you. Karima, same question. What ideas do you have for increasing member engagement in all the different sections, committees, programs, and activities that our association offers?
Well, first of all, I think that increased promotion or better promotion of the incentives of membership is highly important. I know for a fact that I personally have Liberty Mutual car insurance through my affiliation with the Philadelphia Bar Association, and it is the cheapest thing going right now. Also, I want to send a shout out to the Associate Director of the Office of Diversity, Tara Phoenix, because the programming that I have known Tara to come up with have always attracted me to Bar Association offerings. And so I just think that if we keep going on that same path, we will definitely encourage more people to join.
Okay, thank you. And thanks, everyone. I've been told that we need to wrap up this segment. So we appreciate all those answers. We clearly have a terrific group of candidates this year, and I'm glad to see that. Very well done. And now we'll move on to our treasurer candidates. So I invite our treasurer candidates to turn on their cameras. Welcome to both of you. We're going to start with 2-minute introductions in order of your ballot positions. And since it's 2 minutes long, I'm going to give you a warning when you have 1 minute left, and then 15 seconds left, and then no time remaining. So we're going to start with Denise. Whenever you're ready, it's all yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Rudy. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Denise Mandy. I'm a senior trial attorney at Selective Insurance Company. I'm mainly defending individuals and corporations that are involved in catastrophic losses. A little bit about me personally: born and raised in South Philadelphia by an amazing woman who was an immigrant to this country. And like a lot of the members on this call and those running for office, first in my family to go to college and become an attorney. Got into Penn through the side door, as all good South Philadelphians know how to do. Went to Widener Law School because I was in New York City at the San Gennaro Festival, and there was a law symposium. Widener said, here's a free application, and so here I am. I'm a frequent volunteer weekly with the Elder Justice Center, which is part of the First Judicial District of Philadelphia. And we focus on serving individuals who are 60 years and older, but also self-represented litigants. I am also member of the Christian Legal Clinic. Most importantly, moving along, because I saw that little red, yellow triangle. For the past 3 years, I have been the co-chair of the State Civil section of the Philadelphia Bar Association. I've worked with the State Civil for many years, and we have done some amazing things. Most of you know about our town halls and some of the things that we've done for all litigators, regardless of your affiliation with the association. I believe I have the passion, the grit, and the will to really get the association where it belongs. I really hope to continue working with the association in the position of treasurer, and I'll have the opportunity to continue creating positive change with Dino. I thank you all for listening to me today.
Thank you. I think that first reminder threw you off. It was a 60-second reminder, not a 15 seconds.
Dude, that's well, here we go. I have to stop looking at you, Rudy. Thank you.
But you finished anyway, I believe.
Thank you.
So now, Erin, it's your turn to give us your introduction.
Sure. Thank you everyone for taking the time to come out today for this last of these forums that we've all been participating in. My name is Erin Lamb. I'm a senior counsel at Freeman Mathis and Gary, a civil defense litigation firm here in the city. I'm a 2010 graduate of Temple University. I've been involved in, Temple University Law. I've been involved in the Bar Association since I graduated. I was Young Lawyers Division Executive Committee from 2011 to 2014. I became vice chair, then chair-elect, then chair of the Young Lawyers Division. I served on the Board of Governors in both 2015 and 2016 through the role with the YLD, and then I won a term on Board of Governors from 2019 to 2022. During the interim period, I've been chair of Women in the Profession twice. I'm currently co-chair of Women in the Profession. I was chair of the Women's Rights Committee. I've chaired Law Week, and I've always made a point during my time leading the YLD to reach out to all segments of our Bar Association and consult with our members and see where the members wanted to go. At this point, you might be wondering why treasurer. I'm well aware of the fiscal issues that the organization has faced, partially because of the decline in membership and membership organizations overall in the United States, and now partially because of the impact of COVID, which has had an impact on most membership organizations and also prevented us from having certain events and in-person events for a period of time. I'm familiar with those fiscal issues. I also am treasurer of the Campaign for Qualified Judges, the Judicial Commission's, not the Judicial Commission, the PAC that supports judges who have been given recommended and highly recommended ratings in Philadelphia County. And in return, those judges people who participate in that process agree not to solicit lawyers directly for donations. So I wanted to choose chancellor because I think that the Bar Association's new strategic plan is important to implement in the entering years, because these fiscal issues. Oh,
wait, you didn't have to stop mid-word. If you want to finish your sentence, go ahead.
I try to be a rule follower. I want to be. It's about the fiscal issues and corporate government structure, and I can talk about that later.
Okay. Again, now we have 15 minutes for questions and answers, so you can work in anything you get to in your intros. There are only two of you, so what I'm going to do is alternate who goes first and just keep alternating until we run out of time. And again, because there's only two of you, I'm probably going to ask the same question of each of you, so you might want to listen the first time, even if it's not your turn. So you have 1.5 minutes for each answer. And I'll give you a 1 minute, 15 second and no time remaining warning. Starting with Erin. And first question is, what are your priorities and goals for service as treasurer?
My priorities would be reaching out to underserved members of the profession to figure out a plan to get them involved in the Bar Association and what the Bar Association could do for them and why up to this point they haven't participated, whether it's a value proposition or whether it's just they haven't been asked or they don't understand the function and structure. And then the second thing would be to continue to explore the long-term strategic plan and any bylaws changes and modernization that may be necessary for the organization to be able to provide the type of nimble and responsive service that its members are looking for. And also explore a larger diversity section or committee.
Okay, thank you. Denise, same question. What are your priorities and goals for service as treasurer?
Thank you. Thank you, Rudy. I think the first thing is that, we have to understand the current strategic plan that's already in place and where we are in regard to that, so we can continue to work with the current overall, revenue versus expenses. And because I think we all know that our service expectation model at this point is not really sustainable. So in understanding that, I think we can get a little bit more intimate with that plan and understanding what is up with our membership. Why do we need to think about maybe changing the way we look at our membership. I too have also picked up the phone and have called current members, past members, and those who are not even members of the association, and have asked them, what do you need to come back? What do you need to stay? What do you need to join us? I think we also need to build relationships and, work on our business development, training, justice, and public advocacy, and also public outreach, which is, I think, going to be very integral for us in the coming years, which only includes, DEI. And I think we need to really reach out and expand the boundaries of our membership, because the crisp lines of Philadelphia have blurred and changed since 2019 with COVID, and who we are and where we are practicing law. Thank you, Rudy.
Thank you. Okay, we'll start with you this time, Denise. What experiences or training have you had that would help you be an effective treasurer?
Thank you. This is such an easy question for me. I was really nervous, I have to tell you all, coming here today. But, for the past 3 years, specifically, I've been a member of the bar for longer than 3 years, but the past 3 years has been an amazing experience for me as co-chair of State Civil. Starting in 2019, when COVID hit our landscape, wow, I had no idea what we were going to do, but we all got together, and what we started was our town halls. And those town halls with State Civil have been amazing. They have been game changers. We started out 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, holding a live town hall via Zoom, and then it's gone to 1 month, and it continues to this day. But not only that, I had the ability to collaborate not just with State Civil, but also with the bar at large, and also the bench, and some of the things that we've been able to do to promote positive change within our community in the faces of COVID and the pandemic has really been amazing. And I really look forward to having the opportunity to continue that relationship with the bench, the bar, and the community of Philadelphia as treasurer for the association. And I think I can do it. I bring a lot of passion and will and grit in that regard. Thank you, Rudy.
Thank you. Erin, same question. What experiences or training have you had that would help you be an effective treasurer? I know you mentioned some treasurer service previously, but if there's anything you want to add or expand on that, whenever you're ready.
Sure, absolutely. In my role as treasurer of the campaign for qualified judges, I've been responsible for doing the reportings that a PAC that the state requires a PAC to file, and in charge of the treasury there, and in reporting. And I made a point of actually reporting the finances for the first time to the full executive committee of the PAC, as opposed to just communicating with the top of the PAC. So that's part of it. As YLD chair, I ran my own budget with my executive committee. We came in under budget several times, although one time they did take the money away from us after that. So the next year we had to spend it. But so I've been responsible for that. And also as a member of the Board of Governors all these years, I've been getting the reports. I've been seeing the way membership goes up and down. I've been seeing the way LRIS goes up and down, and I understand the need for the association to create new sources of income and tap the membership in part for the need for that.
Okay, thank you. Continuing sort of along the same lines, and this one would be for you again, Erin. What more can we do to increase non-dues revenue that we're not already doing?
I'd like to explore what other associations expect from their Board of Governors. Most people who serve on a board of directors are responsible in part for some sponsorships or some type of give and get system or something like that. And that may be something that we need to explore as an association and see if it works for us. We need to develop more long-term relationships with sponsors that our members are sending to us. And I'd also like to see us reach out past the litigation bar in particular and those vendors into e-discovery and other like corporate clients and vendors to see what untapped sources of income could be out there. And I think the LRIS system has been in a process of being, renovated and examined again, and ensuring that the revenue is going to the Bar Association when it is occurring. And that's the type of situation that I think that the corporate governance structure could change and have more a long-term person involved in ensuring that occurs.
Okay, thank you. Denise, same question. What more can we do to increase non-dues revenue?
Thank you, Rudy. I think there's several things that we can do in this regard. One of them is sponsorship. I constantly looked for sponsorship as a chair of state civil in order to promote our events, to bring people together, to defray the cost of what we're doing as an association. And that's been on a kind of a small level, but I think we need to continue to do that on a larger level. But also, I think we need to look at our business relationships within the Philadelphia community. They can be a great source of non-dues revenue for the association. And I know that the association is actively doing that and looking into that, but I think that's something that we should really expound on and continue to, do in the future. Also, I think we should really step up our community outreach. My experiences have been that when you go beyond just being an attorney, but also the public and a member of this community, which the Bar Association serves, you really find yourself making connections with people that maybe you would have never thought about, maybe you would have never put on your list of people to become associates or collaborators or members. And that has really been an amazing type of connection, power relationship, and I think a great source of non-dues revenue, ultimately. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Denise, now I think you're up first. Do you have any ideas for increasing the value we provide to our members?
That's the whole question, because I have
Yes.
loads. Well, I have loads of ideas, and
Yes.
maybe some of them are great, and maybe some of them aren't so great. But I think the idea is that if you have the ideas and you're willing to, collaborate and be part of a think tank as to what can we do to create more membership, to generate more membership, and I think there's a lot of ways that you can do that. And I've said this once before on a state civil town hall, and I'll say it to all of you. My mother always said to me, there's more than one way to skin a cat. And that is what has been my experience with state civil, working with the executive committee, and really what I really think as being beautiful minds, honestly. Some of the ideas that we come up with, some of them I thought, wow, that's crazy, that will never happen. And, wow, my head is spun because they have happened. So do I have ideas? I have loads of ideas. I'd love to sit down and talk with anybody, regardless of the outcome of this election. I'm here to talk about those ideas, to give you my pitches, and really to be somebody that's willing to take forth the ideas of other people in this regard.
Okay, thank you. Erin, same question. Do you have any new ideas on how we can increase value to our members?
Sure. I know for years that when I ask people if they're going to come to Bench Bar, are they going to do this? Are they going to do that? And I hear from my own firm, I get asked who's going to attend. They're looking for clients. They're looking for client relationships. And to the extent that we can facilitate meeting potential clients, that would go a long way, I think, into shoring up firm support and revenue from firms and also from the members. And they've been asking for this before. I also know that there's a couple other bench bars that I have in mind where apparently that does happen, that I think that we could probably look at, the way they do it and try to implement that to the extent that we can in our own association. The other thing with value is that a lot of people are looking for leadership opportunities. Traditionally, we rely on word of mouth. We rely on, people asking other people to do things. And I think we have to cast a wider net in terms of increasing leadership opportunities for people. But the members have a lot of ideas about this. And I think that, we need to do a better process of actually taking those concerns on board and talking about them.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to ask some questions that I asked board candidates as well, because as treasurer, obviously you would be on the board as well. So I think I'm starting with Aaron this time. What do you think our bar's top priority should be over the next 3 years?
I think the top priority is improving the fiscal health, because without this fiscal health improving, we're unable to operate as we want to operate as an association. I think the next priority is community engagement that a lot of people talked about. It is much easier to go to the public with our judicial recommendations if we have already been out in the community, especially in Philadelphia County, providing services. And when I was YLD chair, we partnered with Community Legal Services and the city to provide 5 locations of an expungement clinic, where people after that, already know the Bar Association as something that is in their communities and in the trenches with them. I think that's very important. And I think that naturally leads to the relationships with politicians, with the city, that leads to more media coverage, that leads to the Bar Association being consulted on more things. And that in turn increases the value in them that members are looking for.
Okay, thank you. Same question, Denise. What do you think our top priority should be over the next 3 years?
It's a good question. In my 20 years of practice, I really have seen an evolution, if you will, as to what it looks like to be a Philadelphia attorney. And I think in the past 3 years, past 4 years, those changes have really accelerated. And so the way we practice law has changed. The face of the Philadelphia lawyer has changed for the better. And so I think we need to recognize that, we need to embrace that, and we need to actually celebrate that. So how can we go about doing that, and what priorities should we have in achieving those things, is looking at our membership fees and how they're structured. I think if we start to recognize and look at and celebrate the diversity, equity, inclusion that we have not only within our association, but is really in our community at large, we can start to understand what barriers there might be to membership and look at ways or creative ways in which we can change that. Another way, and I think this is easy pickings, or somebody once said to me, low-hanging fruit, which I never really got, but sounds like a good thing, is joining up with the affinity groups. I think there's lots of ways that we can figure out how to join up with the affinity groups, bring them to us, and we go to them. And that would certainly, be amazing for our membership base. And the other thing that I keep mentioning, because I think somehow it gets lost because we're always so busy practicing law, but community outreach is key in what we do. Again, the boundaries of Philadelphia are not so sharp anymore. We need to keep that in mind. And I think we can do that with engaging the community in what we do and what we hope to do. Thank you, Rudy. Thank you.
I think that wraps up our time for the treasurer questions. So thank you both.
Thank you, Rudy.
You're each going to, before we leave you though, you do each have another minute for closing remarks in alphabetical order. And since it's only a minute, I'll just give you a 15-second and time up prompt. So alphabetical order, I guess that's you, Erin.
I think in closing, what I would say is I have a reputation for being a hard worker, for talking about hard problems, for making sure that that solutions are met. I've been able to engage with all aspects of the Bar Association and all different sections and committees through my experience, and also through leading the Young Lawyers Division. I understand the importance of broadening membership and broadening the people in terms of both diversity, equity, and inclusion, but also in terms of the different types of law that we all practice, and making the Bar Association more accessible to them, and making sure that the Bar Association is serving their needs and listening to them when they have things to say about what the Bar Association isn't serving. I think that we do a tremendous job, especially with the Judicial Commission. I think it's the most important role we provide to the city. And I think it's important that we continue to engage in developing the credibility necessary for the public to trust us.
Thank you. And Denise, your closing remarks.
Thank you, Rudy. Thank you for everyone who is here today and took time out of their busy schedules to listen to what we all have to say. This has been an amazing process, and it's one of the reasons why I really love the Bar Association, and it's close and dear to my heart. In closing, I would say to you, I believe that I have demonstrated in a very small way, and hope to continue to do so in the future, that hard work, collaboration, and respect for each other can really result in some amazing and profound changes. And over the past couple of years, I've been part of some of the amazing and profound changes that don't just touch the Philadelphia Bar Association, but all attorneys that come into the city of Philadelphia to practice law. One of them was the 10-day letter, which we now never have to worry, or we're getting a phone call 24 hours, we're going to trial the next day. And I've also tried to promote celebrating who we are as humans. Thank you.
Okay, thank you both. Very, very well done. I wish you both the best of luck, and appreciate your participation today.
Thank you.
Rudy.
And now we're going to turn to our Vice Chancellor candidates. And I asked them to join us by turning on their cameras. Welcome both. Given the importance of this position, we've allotted 5 minutes each for introductions, so you can tell everyone why they should vote for you. And we're going to proceed in order of your ballot positions. Since it's a long 5 minutes, I will give you 3 warnings, letting you know when you have 1 minute left, and then 15 seconds left, and then no time remaining. So first up is Ezra Wohlgelerter. Ezra, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Rudy, and good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be here, and it's an honor to be in the position of running for Vice Chancellor. I'm running for Vice Chancellor, and I seek your support because I believe that I can offer to this organization proven and seasoned leadership experience. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a graduate of Temple Law School, and I've been as a founding shareholder in a personal injury firm, Feldman, Shepard, Wohlgelerter, Tanner, Weinstock, and Dodig. And during the course of the 35 to 36 years of this firm, we have practiced what we preach. One of our founding shareholders was Carol Shepard, a woman who became the first female president of the Philadelphia Trial Lawyers Association, the first president of the Pennsylvania Trial Lawyers Association. And we have opened up positions in our office for diverse candidates so that our firm mirrors the communities that we represent in complex personal injury cases. I've dedicated my career to promoting and preserving and ensuring access to justice for our clients that we represent, and for other groups that I've been privileged to represent in a pro bono basis. And in particular, I'm proud to say that I've been a member of the Senior Law Center, both as a board member and an officer since 2006. In that capacity, I've worked in various different roles, first as a vice chair and as an assistant treasurer, as I'm doing now. While I was asked to chair that organization a year or two ago, I felt it was important that our organization be led by a female, and Beth Rubin, who's counsel at PNC Bank. I deferred to her because I believe that that was the right thing to do. and she has led the organization in a wonderful way. And that's just an example of something that I think is an attribute that I've worked on, and that is to help enable the people I work with, both at the firm and other organizations, to thrive. In terms of proven leadership, I've been a member of the Philadelphia Trial Lawyers Association since becoming a lawyer in town, and in early 2003, I became a member of their board, and eventually in 2016 and 17, I became the president of the Trial Lawyers Association. In that role, I led an organization of well over 1,000 plaintiffs' attorneys, and was involved in every aspect of leadership, and including developing resources for the Philadelphia Trial Lawyers Association beyond membership. And to that end, I was involved and successful in obtaining gold sponsors, we call them, to our organization, vendors in our community, and we believe that it's important for vendors who make money from lawyers, whether they be court reporters or life care planners, give back. And we created a system where we were able to obtain significant contributions from these vendors, and that took lobbying, and it took a good idea, and to help them understand that it was a good business move for them. And we gave many of these companies exclusives, so that if they were a court reporter company and they were a gold sponsor, they were the only one that we utilized. I think that's a model that we could use at the Bar Association to a greater extent. I've also been involved in scholarship of the law, writing articles for the verdict. The verdict is the newsletter for the Trial Lawyers Association, and I've done that for many, many years. I was editor-in-chief for a number of years. In that regard, help our members improve their practices and improve their knowledge base. In the Bar Association, I've been a member of the State Civil Committee since right before COVID, I think it was 2018, 2019, and have also served as co-chair of the Medical Legal Committee. And in that role, I've been responsible for creating seminars with my co-chairs on that subcommittee, and again, to help increase the knowledge of and practice of our members. If elected, I will bring this career of proven and seasoned leadership to this organization, including the many trial lawyers that I know will be more active in our association. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Christine, same question for you. Rather, not
My
so much
intro
question, but your same intro, but yours instead.
Sounds good. Thank
Whenever
you.
you're ready.
Thank you, Rudy. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Christine Callalang, and I'm asking for the privilege of your vote for Vice Chancellor. At the heart of this election is the question of who to trust to lead our association into a promising future. Looking at leadership, we have to consider leadership that has been proven in our Bar Association, leadership that has been sustained over time, leadership that has been at the forefront. I have proven leadership in our association for over a decade. Considering next year will be my 20th year in practice, I have the privilege of being a leader for more than half my career. My leadership has been both by election and appointment. At last night's State Civil Election Forum, Ezra challenged my sustained leadership record and described it as ineffective. I can proudly stand behind my record for effective, continuous, and sustained leadership. I have personally worked with many of the amazing past chancellors in this time period who have put their heart and soul into elevating the profession, the association, and who have created positive impact with their admirable work. I have made leadership in the association a priority in my life. I've continued to be active in other organizations and in leadership in the PBA, Villanova Law Boards, affinity bars, and Inns of Court, but never to the exclusion of the Philadelphia Bar Association, and never in lieu of my leadership in the Philadelphia Bar Association. Instead, I created basically an ambassadorship for the benefits of our membership to all the groups I've gone to. Leadership is about showing up to do the work, not just periodically, but continually over time. My leadership path started with the family law section. I was appointed to co-chair the custody committee with Mike Burton and Elaine Smith, and later appointed to co-chair the diversity committee with Nadej Tando and now with Nicolette Burgess-Bolden. In these roles, I created revenue-generating CLEs, programs, and I ensured that we had diverse panelists with impactful content. I was later elected to the executive committee where we navigated our bylaws, governance, created resolutions, and worked to promote good relationships with the court. I continue to serve in these leadership positions through the present, along with being a founding member of our Diversity Scholarship Committee. I was elected to become secretary, then ultimately chair in 2019. As chair of the family law section, I was at the forefront of ensuring our section was running effectively with our members' needs being addressed. I planned programs and CLEs each month with free lunches sponsored by our vendors. I ran our section and committee meetings. I worked to ensure we had a growing budget and finances. I appointed the chairs of our subcommittees. I served on the Judicial Commission and the Board of Governors for our section. I worked with the court to create the Attorney Express line in the family court. I presented on successful pardon reform resolutions with the Philadelphia Lawyers on Social Equity for social equity. And I expanded our mentoring program to include law students. I also created the Outreach Committee, which made a path for our charitable giving to the Philadelphia community and beyond. And this has led to our bar-wide charity challenges and friendly competitions you may be familiar with, where we've gathered many items and thousands of dollars for these great charities. I have made sure our members know they belong in our association, they have a voice, and they are right where they should be when they come to meetings and programs. In 2019, I also successfully ran for the Board of Governors, and I've been serving on it for the past 5 years. I have been at the forefront of the review of resolutions, policy, association governance matters, along with serving on the cabinet for 2 years. I have been able to work firsthand with our past and current leadership, and I have great relationships with our Chancellor-elect and our Vice Chancellor. Last year, I proudly served as the chair of the Board of Governors. I drafted our agendas, I ran our monthly board meetings, and our section and committee meetings. I have been involved in discussions and planning regarding the inner workings of the association and the governance, including being involved in the 2-year updates to our strategic plan. I look forward to also helping with our bylaw updates. While still serving on the Board of Governors, I was appointed and then reappointed to co-chair the Solo and Small Firm Committee for 3 years in a row, for 1 year with Bob Huber and 2 years with Dino Privatera, as he noted earlier. My co-chairs and I presented member need-driven CLEs and other programs, and I created an opt-in active member list to better connect our members to various practice areas. I'm currently appointed as a co-chair of the Women in the Profession Committee with Erin Lamb and Gabby Outlaw, where we have been able to present wonderful CLEs and bring members of the judiciary, attorneys, and legal professionals together. I'm also serving on the Judicial Commission as our committee's representative. Throughout my leadership, I have promoted the importance of civility in our profession, which I observed both professionally and personally. Leadership is about raising others up and supporting others' ability to thrive. I feel very thankful for having the opportunity to encourage and support law students and attorneys in their career, with my most recent support from YLD meaning so much to me, as having confidence from the future of our association to lead is amazing. Trust in proven and sustained leadership, trust in leadership that focuses on our association and unites us, and trust in me and my devotion to the association to lead us into a bright future. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now we also have 20 minutes for questions and answers. And once again, I'm going to alternate who goes first and then keep alternating until we run out of time. You will have 2 minutes for each answer, and I will try to let you know when you have 1 minute remaining and then 15 seconds remaining and then no time remaining. So we're going to start with, with Christine. And the first question is, what are your top priorities and goals for service as Vice Chancellor, Chancellor-elect, and Chancellor? Hopefully you've given some thought to what you would do if you get elected. So we'd all like to hear about that. Whenever you're ready, you can begin.
Thanks, Rudy. I like that's like a 3-year plan that you basically had there.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. So there's a lot of priorities I have, and actually working on the strategic plan it really references all of the priorities that we worked with on a group. But my top priority, which is hard to say because again, there's a lot of good priorities in there, is we really need to focus on our new membership retention. And I want to look at what our members need and look at it in a way, not just what we're thinking they need, but find out directly from them what we need, whether that's through surveys, whether that's through asking, whether that's through socials, but we need to seek out this information directly from the source. And I think creating new partnerships, we have great institutional partnerships right now. I want to create more with law schools, more with government agencies. I think we can reach out and have partnerships with the affinity bars, again, to grow our membership, grow our collective, so we can have, again, more power as a unit. I want to look at our benefits and say, where are our benefits? Are they suiting everyone? Are they suiting everyone from a small and solo firm to a large firm to a government agency? Are we looking at legal professionals? How can we help them? I also want to look to more ways we can engage in collaborative efforts with the affinity bars and with the outside organizations. I think, you have to honestly want to be with each other if you're going to join a membership. So getting to know people, and I think building relationships, that's our key, connecting with people. We have such a small amount of time as attorneys to actually devote to things outside of our work. So you want to do things that you want to be with and people you want to be with. And by growing those relationships organically, by just having programs together, doing charity drives together, having socials, that's how we can grow our membership as well. And I do want to also provide more visibility for our Bar Association as to all our advocacy efforts, all the things that we do to attract more members and again, to retain the ones we have. Thank you.
Thank you. Ezra, same question. What are your top priorities and goals over the course of your 3 years as Vice Chancellor, Chancellor-elect, and then Chancellor?
I think on this one question, there's agreement amongst all the candidates for all the array of offices, and that is increasing membership and increasing retention of membership. And that is a sort of multi-dimensional, three-dimensional chess operation, because we have young members that we need to stimulate to be part of the association and to give them the relevancy of the organization will come from providing them with skills to become better lawyers, skills and opportunities to network with other big firms. So I would champion the idea of having opportunities where solo practitioners can meet with members of our association to talk about their cases and talk about, it could be about business operations of their firm and how to better increase their own practices. And that comes from a synergy that occurs through the association and events, seminars, and the like. I agree that we need to find out why it is that members are dropping out or not re-upping. And to that extent, I believe this is everyone's job through every group and every committee to reach out to our members and provide them with what they need to increase their practices and their own bottom line in their typical practices. So finally, I want to say that I believe membership needs to be restructured so that those who are capable should voluntarily pay a higher membership that would increase revenue to the association and help subsidize those members who cannot pay the usual, let's say, membership fees. And finally, institutional memberships is things that I would work on hard to bring in extra revenue.
Thank you. Ezra, we'll start with you going first on this one. And you've both already addressed membership as a main priority. So leaving that aside, so we get some new ground here, what do you think the bar's biggest challenge in the next 3 years will be? And what is it about your background that will help you address it?
So I think our biggest challenge is restoring the respect for the law, the rule of law, and respect for the judiciary. And in that regard, I believe that my experience as a leader in the Philadelphia Trial Lawyers Association and working on helping elect and select qualified judges who are pro-civil justice to run for judgeships and to help get them elected. This is an important aspect. Secondly, we need to have more community outreach. We need to help. We need to be the ambassadors to our community members where we live about who's running for judges, and more knowledge about the importance of jury service. I would love to see affinity groups go into their respective communities and educate high school children about the importance of our judicial system and the need for them to understand the importance of jury service, so that when they become adults, they are fully invested in serving as jurors to sit in judgment on their peers in their community. I think that's an important aspect of what we need to do. Resolutions of the Bar Association reflect that we are the moral conscience of the legal community, and that's important and essential for what this organization represents, to elevate that respect for the law and the preservation of the rule of law. But it needs to be combined with real actions that I've described, going into the communities to help educate our citizens on the importance of the civil justice system and the criminal justice system and how it interplays with their lives and their communities.
Thank you. Same question, Christine. Again, leaving membership aside, what else do you think will be the bar's biggest challenge in the next 3 years? And what is it about your background and experiences that would help you address it?
Sure, I'm excited about this one. So I would really love to put DEI at the forefront. Diversity, inclusion, and equity, of course. I think that it's very important, especially in our polarized world, our divisive world, to understand each other better and to understand ourselves better. And that includes looking at implicit biases and understanding diversity, which in some of the other forums I had described it before, is just differences. They're just differences between people. But understanding those differences and being able to celebrate them along with our commonality as attorneys is something that's very, very important. And my background, well, I've been doing probably, I don't know, at least 2 a year of DEI programs in various ways. And I just really have a passion for this subject matter, because again, it's not just again about it's about humanity. It's about understanding people and making them feel like they belong. Like I understand DEI more like cultural humility, not cultural competence. You don't hit a level of competence. I think it's a road you continue on where you've got humility, you keep learning. So part of advancing our DEI is to continue the great work Tara has been doing on our DEI programs, to make sure education is in the front so people don't misunderstand things and they understand the importance. And it's not just like, oh, that's for a certain type of person, or it's not for me, it's for everybody. And our recent program, we talked about the Rooney Rule, which is the football rule, and the Mansfield Rule, which are really interesting intersection of the rules. But one of the key parts of it is diversity initiatives, even with the current rule of law, they're not illegal. So those are the things we have to look at, why, even if they're being sued, but looking at Harvard, looking at the case law, applying it to our members and on their understanding of what they can do in their law firms. I would like to provide support for that. I would like to have diversity throughout our organization, in leadership, in panels, in our vendors, in our benefit partners. I want to have it holistically considered, and not just because we're going to have one program or one thing that's on diversity. It should be throughout everything. I also want to make sure we start our diversity division, which is very exciting, and it's something a number of people and I have been working on, and it's in our strategic plan, and it would be a division to support all those who identify as diverse. And I can also talk about that later, but the support we would give would just be amazing, and I'm really excited about that. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. All right, as Chancellor, ultimately, you're steering the entire ship. And our bar is very diverse, with lots of different sections and committees and task forces and other groups. How would you encourage all of those different pieces of our association to work together toward the goals that you want to advance as a whole for the bar? Ezra, I think you're first on this one.
Okay. I think one of the important challenges in any organization to accomplish this goal is that you need cross-pollination or cross-membership. of committee members that sit not only in a specific committee or task force, but are also exposed to other committees' work. And I believe that process is accomplished on many levels. It's done first on a social basis. It's also on combining activities together with different groups. Secondly, it's all about information and communication. And I think it's important that everyone understand the goings and the workings of every committee in the Bar Association. And I think that to that end, the Chancellor of the Bar Association's primary responsibility and role is to get that message across and to obtain to transmit the workings of the committees and how they integrate into a larger an overarching plan for the running of the Bar Association, so that it is important that we work on that level. I think within the Bar Association, we are the spokesperson of the organization and the legal profession, and frankly it is a full-time job, and it's a full-time job that I am committed to. I have the support of my firm, and I know that Christine shares that same commitment. But I will tell you that my experience in working together as a president of the Philadelphia Trial Lawyers, which is more like being the president of 1,000 presidents of the trial lawyers, has put me in good shape for this type of communication and consensus building. And I believe in my heart of hearts that I will be and am qualified to accomplish that goal.
Thank you. Christine, same question. How would you encourage all our sections and committees to work collectively toward achieving your overall goals?
Great. Good news, I already have. So when I was chair of the Board of Governors, it was really fantastic. It's probably one of the greatest experiences of my life. I was able to run the meetings, and for all those that just want a little bit of background, the Board of Governors consists of the section chairs along with some elected and appointed members. And then on top of that, I also ran the agendas all for the section and committee meetings. So there was not one person that was in leadership that I didn't interact with. And I had a fabulous time, and I feel like from some feedback I've gotten, we had a great time that year, because we had to be virtual, but I did breakout rooms where people could have a small setting just to talk like you normally would when you got into a room before a meeting. I also interacted with them offline and at social events, and also through emails. And we had like a collaborative. I felt like there was a wonderful, wonderful warmth in the room when we had our meetings, and people felt good. We had good attendance. And then one of the greatest things in working again with the section and committee meetings is collaboration. We would talk about, oh, wait, you're doing that program, maybe you should help. Maybe we could help. Hey, let me jump in. That's what we could do to make our bar association, which is large, feel less large, because you're going to collaborate. You're going to make your connections, like I said before. And the greatest thing is, I think, as chancellor, I'm going to bring that same vibe forward, because I would obviously have a chair of the board, but I would also do the same thing, because I do want to know the leaders. I think it's invigorating to have a room full of people that actually want to do something and actually want to make a difference. It's amazing. And to have that and to promote that is something I'm obviously going to push for. And also what I want to do is make our collaboration the standard, not the exception. Who are you going to collaborate? Oh, you're going to do a program? Who else do you want to do with it? And do it from inside and outside the association. Do it with affinity bars. Do it with other local organizations, local leaders. And that's the way we can join together to make our bar unified by, again, collecting together, understanding each other, doing programs together, and wanting to actually plan and make our association better. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, Christine, you're first this time. I think you probably have both at least somewhat touched on diversity, but I'd like to know more specifically what initiatives you would implement to improve diversity, equity, and inclusion within our bar and also within the legal community in general.
Sure. So sort of looking at, again, our strategic plan, which we're very proud of, we worked on for quite a long time. In there, one of the things I hinted at is we're going to create a diversity division. And the division is going to be, again, for anyone who self-identifies as diverse, and again, anyone else that wants to join. The point is to have a supportive community and to create that piece where we can have something for right now. Obviously, we have a great diversity in the profession committee, but those are the leaders of the affinity bars. We don't have anywhere right now that has a collective for attorneys who identify as diverse. I want to promote that, create bylaws, create structure and a budget and everything that can actually have it sustaining, and over time, so it doesn't get sunsetted, it doesn't get changed, it's going to continue. And with that, I would like to invite the affinity bars to be part of this diversity division and to be included in decision making. I'd like to make sure there's liaisons to committees to the diversity division, just like YLD has. They have a wonderful system, and I would like to make sure that we have similar connections. So it's everyone has a role and everyone is involved and invested in the things they do. I would also make sure that the division has outreach for education, outreach and programming, and again, collaboration, co-hosting programs, having social events and things where, again, our big association can be made smaller by the connections we make with each other. And for the diversity division also to have ideas that were, if people are having difficulty thinking about adding a diversity element to their programs, they can help with that too. One other thing I would like to also consider is what we can do, what we talked about a little bit earlier, but having our partnerships with the affinity bars and bringing value to each other and how we can work with them on programs and work on our membership and to make sure that we're connected in that way. And also with the diversity division, I think the greatest thing too that we can do is just bring more people in, bring more leaders in, bring more people that can see Philadelphia Bar Association as somewhere that they belong. I tell law students all the time, what does a lawyer look like? What does a Philadelphia lawyer look like? Looks like you and looks like me, and you belong in the Philadelphia Bar. Thanks.
Thank you. Ezra, same question. Specifically, what initiatives would you implement to improve diversity, equity, and inclusion within the bar and the legal community in general?
Within the legal community, I believe that one of the most important things that we can do is to be ambassadors on college campuses locally and ambassadors to our law schools. I think we need to have members, diverse members of our legal profession and membership in the association go to schools and talk about their experiences as diverse members and how they have, as people of color, found a place in the law, found a place in our legal community, and inspire college students about the beauty of being a lawyer. That in itself is for all students, diverse and not. I believe that the Bar Association has done a great job in creating a framework and structure for diverse participation in seminars, and I applaud Tara for all the efforts she's done, and I've worked with her on a few seminars. And that type of educational sensitivity and direction, how to reach out to diverse members to participate in our seminars and in our programs. And I'd also like to reach out to our business community who are diverse members in the business community to invest in our bar association as vendors who will support the association monetarily, but also provide inspiration to diverse members of our association about opportunities that might be not necessarily in the legal business, but in related businesses that lawyers tend to gravitate towards. So I think we need to be highly motivated, and there needs to be a plan that crosses all committees. And I believe that the affinity groups need to become part and parcel of leadership in the Bar Association.
Okay, thank you both. That was all very informative. We're really running short on time, but I'd like to give each of you one additional minute for closing remarks in alphabetical order. So we'll start with you, Christine.
Great. Thank you so much, Rudy. And thank you for everyone's attention today. I know we're running long. So to circle back on my earlier remarks, I have a strong, proven record, sustained record of leadership in the Bar Association and can be trusted to continue my service to the association. I want to ensure that we are an association where we have members know that they belong, they're valued, and they listen, and we listen to what our members need. I want to continue to secure our place as a major power in the legal industry. I want to protect the rule of law and judicial independence. Ensure we support the underrepresented through pro bono service and philanthropic endeavors. create collaborations both within and outside our association to make valuable connections and partnerships, and focus on new membership and membership retention and creating pipelines so we can do what we need to do, personalize the benefits to suit our memberships and address changes that can be made with benefit packages and membership packages. I want to promote diversity in all aspects, as I had noted, and also partner with affinity bars and law school affinity groups. And again, finally, as I noted before, we really need to listen to our membership and listen to our community and help serve them the best we can as the Bar Association. Thank you.
Thank you. Ezra, 1 minute.
My goal is to leverage the contacts that I have made over the course of my career, both within the plaintiff's trial bar and the defense bar, to engage these members and potential members to join our association and to make programs in the Bar Association relevant and important to these lawyers. And I believe that one of the most important things is to provide opportunities for development of skill sets, opportunities to collaborate with other lawyers in our association who are more experienced, to help educate our young attorneys and give them the opportunities for growth and development. And finally, the pairing of diverse law firms and diverse members of the association with non-diverse members in all other aspects of whether they be seminars, whether they be social activities. We need to kind of get out of our silos and mix together to provide that synergy and to provide that feeling of one community, diverse, different, but all part of the same goal and the same mission to improve our profession.
All right, thank you both. And thank you for your willingness to make the commitment of time and energy that's needed to serve as Vice Chancellor, then Chancellor-elect, and ultimately Chancellor. It is a huge sacrifice, and we really appreciate your willingness to serve. So next we have our YLD candidates, last but not least. And there are some substitution, or at least one substitution that I'm aware of, and one who cannot be here. So we have scheduled 2 minutes each for these candidates to introduce themselves. And we'd like you to share why you're running for the position and name at least one tangible way that the YLD can work to increase the presence of diverse young lawyers in the Bar Association as both members and leaders. And we'll proceed in alphabetical order. I'll let you know when you have 1 minute remaining. And again, when you have 15 seconds remaining, and then when your time is up. So first is Alex Bondi. Are you ready to go?
I am ready. Can you hear me?
We can, and you're on.
All right, great. Hi, everyone. My name is Alexandria Bondi. Although I go by Alex, I am ballot number 4 for the YLD Executive Committee. I am a 2021 graduate of Temple Law. I am originally from Michigan, but I came to Philadelphia for law school, and I loved it so much that I'm going to be here forever. I am an associate at Hofstein, Wiener, and Meyer, a small family law firm in Center City. Before the position I'm at now, I was a law clerk in family court in Philadelphia, where I worked on cases related to child custody and domestic violence. For the last 2 years, I've been involved with the family law section of the Philadelphia Bar Association. The family law section was kind enough to endorse my candidacy this year. I am running for the YLD Executive Committee because I have found it has been really helpful for me to connect with other young attorneys. I am at a smaller firm where I'm the youngest person by about 5 or 10 years. And it's been great to talk to other young attorneys about things that we face, like, you know, billing hours, salary, working with partners of different styles, that sort of thing. And I want to ensure that there are many different opportunities for starting out attorneys to connect with each other. If elected to the executive committee, I would like to increase the number of events and ways for people to connect. So I think it is important to have, the YLD has these happy hours where you can just drop in,
you can meet who's there. And I think that those events are great, and I would like to have more of them. I also think it would be good for us to have more structured groups where maybe it's like small peer groups of 4 or 5 YLD members, and maybe it's people who have been in practice a few years paired with some people who are just starting out in their practice, and they meet a little bit more regularly as their own group. So I'm running just to make it so that it's easy and encourage young people to join the YLD and connect with other people who are in the Bar Association. Thank you.
Thank you. Paul Carrion, you're next. Whenever
Good
you're ready,
afternoon.
you can begin.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Paul Carrion. I'm a third-year associate at Dior & Serini. I'm a first-generation college student, first attorney, and as far as I'm aware, the first carry-on to practice law in Pennsylvania. I'm running for the executive committee so that I can more effectively bridge the gap between our profession and fellow first-generation attorneys, law students, and members of the student body in general. I believe that in doing so, we can enhance the diversity that already exists within our bar association. We need to work on an individual level to reach out to students at law schools to review their scholarship applications, to review their resumes, and help them land on their feet when they first enter the legal market. I have made every mistake imaginable when it comes to trying to establish myself in the Philadelphia area. I didn't attend on-campus interviews. I didn't know anything about networking. My first job, I was working out of my basement, not knowing anyone anywhere. It wasn't until I started participating in the Philadelphia Bar Association events that I was able to gain a sense as to what my worth and my value and my contributions to the legal field could be. I think we need to start earlier. So we need to reach out to not just to the law schools, but to the undergraduates as well. And not maybe potentially reach out to the high schools within the Philadelphia area so that we can enhance the visibility of the legal market and how being a lawyer can contribute not just to their own lives, but to their communities and their families' well-being. I thank you very much for your support and looking forward to working with everyone.
Thank you, Paul. Next up would be Felicia Carter, but I believe she's not able to be here. I don't know if anyone has been asked by her to speak on her behalf. I'm not aware of it. Has anyone been asked to do that? Okay, well, we miss you, Felicia. And next we have Leah George.
Yes. Oh,
whenever you're ready, go ahead.
thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Leah George, and I use she, her pronouns. A little bit about myself. I graduated in 2021 from Villanova Law, and I currently work as an associate at Caesar Rivas, which is an intellectual property law firm in Center City. And I also work part-time as one of the coaches of Villanova Law's national trial team. For the past year, I had the honor of serving on the Board of Governors of the Philadelphia Intellectual Property Law Association. And I also volunteer as a child advocate attorney with the Support Center for Child Advocates in Philadelphia. I'm running for a position as a member of the YLD Executive Committee because I truly believe that as young and new attorneys, we have a responsibility to help change the legal community and legal profession for the better. I know that the YLD and the Philadelphia Bar Association both have been and will continue to be instrumental in bringing about that change, and that's something I'd value the opportunity to be a part of. We were asked to name one tangible way the YLD can work to increase the presence of diverse young lawyers in the Bar Association as members and as leaders. I'll start by saying I think one of the most important things that we can do is continue to take a serious look at why we may be struggling to attract young, diverse attorneys. I also think that before we can really address the task of increasing the presence of diverse lawyers, or just as important as doing that, I think we need to examine the current culture and assess as an organization what our larger goals are when it comes to achieving DE&I. I think those goals should be specific, outcome driven, and written down so that they're accessible to all the organization members. Thank you.
Thank you. Melissa, you're next. Do you remember the question, or do you want to repeat it?
I think I remember the question. I'm supposed to introduce myself and then talk about increasing diversity, right?
Yes,
Okay.
go for it.
My name is Melissa Sarabo Hensinger. I'm running for a position on the YLD Executive Committee. I'm a 2016 graduate of Villanova Law. I'm currently an associate at Heckscher, Teon, Trill & Sager, which is a boutique trust and estates firm. I focus my practice primarily on fiduciary litigation, but also do some estate planning and administration. I've been actively involved in the probate and trust section since I became practicing in 2016. The last few years, I've become more involved with the YLD, and for the past 2 years, I've served as a liaison between the YLD and the probate and trust section. As a liaison, I've been attending and participating in the YLD Executive Committee meetings and participated in and volunteered for several of the YLD programs and initiatives. I spearheaded the effort to bring back the YLD Goldilocks program as part of Law Week for the first time since 2019, which brings elementary age children into City Hall for a mock fairy tale trial to learn more about our legal system. I helped to solicit volunteers, coordinate with the school and the court, and even played the role of Papa Bear. For the probate and trust section, I helped to bring back associate peer groups, which is a program, the probate and trust section, that brings together associates of similar class years to network, collaborate, commiserate, and bounce ideas off of that fell by the wayside in the last decade or so. I've also been involved with a law school outreach initiative to educate law school students about trust and estates and the different career paths available to them in the practice area. I was named as a bar star for the probate and trust section for my work as the YLD liaison. I'm running for a spot on the executive committee because I want to remain involved with the YLD and to keep working to better the legal community and the community at large. I've seen firsthand the impact the YLD can make. One of my mentors at my first firm really championed involvement with the Bar Association early in my career, and I'm so happy I took her advice and got involved. I've made lasting personal and professional relationships through my involvement, and I want to help other young lawyers and law students do the same. In terms of increasing the presence of young, diverse attorneys in the Bar Association, I think one of the biggest things is to increase our outreach to law schools. I think law students don't realize the benefits of the Philadelphia Bar and the involvement and the opportunities they could have. So thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. Next is Jalinda Hoxa. Jalinda, are you ready to go?
Yes.
Question repeated?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
All right.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jalinda Hoxa. I was born in Albania and came to the U.S. at the age of 7. I'm a first-generation undergrad and law school student. I received my undergrad degrees from Drexel University and then attended law school in the evenings at Weiner University, Delaware Law School. Throughout my education, I worked full-time, accumulating more than 12 years of experience in the insurance industry, and I'm currently an account manager at Homestead Smart Health Plans, and I'm working on transitioning into the legal industry at this time. After joining the Philadelphia Bar Association, I became a member of the Women in the Profession and Employee Benefits Committees. I've always had a passion for community service, as I'm currently a secretary of the board of the nonprofit organization called Aldersgate Youth Services. My passion for helping others, like those who have recently graduated from law school like myself, has pushed me to run for the executive committee of YLD in order to enhance my future legal experience while returning the favor to other fellow young attorneys and Philadelphians. One of our objectives in the executive committee should be to go out and find the next future lawyers and inspire them to pursue a career in law. I believe one way we can promote the Philadelphia Bar Association would be to collaborate with local undergrad and law school organizations and attend their student events and classes where some of our current members are professors, and in order to inspire and inform their students of the benefits of joining the association. And we need to inform the incoming or current young lawyers that in order to make change happen in the Bar Association, they would have to become involved in joining leadership opportunities that would potentially enact change that would promote diverse ideas. And I appreciate everyone's time and consideration.
Thank you. And now Daniele Pell. Do you need the question again, or are you good to go?
I don't need the question again. I'm good. So hello, everybody. My name is Danielle Pell. I am an associate at Woodsmith, Henning & Berman, and I focus my practice on complex civil litigation, which is the concise way of saying medical negligence and insurance defense. I'm from Philly. I was born and raised. I'm from Port Richmond. If you don't know where that is, it's right next to Fishtown. And being from here, I feel that I have an insider's perspective of the city and different neighborhoods, and I'm acutely aware of areas which we could funnel our talents and services via community outreach. Similarly, while I was in law school, I taught constitutional law to high school students in Camden via the Marshall Brennan Fellowship. And I was so impressed at how engaged the students were and how quickly they picked up on things. And I understand that we have similar programs in terms of lawyer for a day or lawyer in the classroom. And I understand that it's during law week, but I think we need to do that more frequently. We need to let kids know that just because you look different, or maybe you came from a different background than the historical version of what a lawyer is, doesn't mean that you're not equally as smart, capable, or welcome. And that's how we're going to ensure that the future of the bar is diverse. Switching gears a little bit, we've talked a lot about the goal being engagement and retention, specifically making sure that our membership is diverse. And that in order to do that, we need a two-part plan. As young attorneys, as young people, we need increased social media presence. People are glued to their phones. If they see that what we're doing is meaningful and it looks like we're having a good time doing it, they're going to want to get involved as well. Secondly, we need to open ourselves up to critiques and surveys and opinions. We need to ask people why they're not participating, what they'd like to see. If people have an invested interest, then they're more likely to participate. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, last but not least, Ryan Spengler.
Thanks, Rudy, and thank you everybody who's still here. My name is Ryan Spengler. I went to Villanova for undergrad and Rutgers Camden Law School, so I'm very familiar with the Philadelphia area at this point. I clerked in bankruptcy court in Camden, New Jersey, my first year out of law school, and I'm currently an associate at Duane Morris in their bankruptcy practice group. I'm a very active member in numerous bankruptcy lawyer associations, but my favorite association is the Philly Bar Association, and specifically the Young Lawyers Division. I've been a member of YLD since 2020 in law school, and I've benefited from many of the different programs that YLD holds and the Philly Bar Association, specifically the mentorship program. I know Christine mentioned that she expanded it to law students, so I have to thank her for that. I made great connections, including many executive committee members of the Philly Bar Association right now. I participated in the board observer program for the past year. I helped plan a fundraiser with a local nonprofit that I was volunteering with, Canine Partners for Life, and I was able to bring a service animal to one of the YLD happy hours, raise awareness for the association, and people were pretty happy to see a dog at a bar. So this next year, I'll be joining the steering committee for the board observer program and hope to cross over a little bit with YLD moving forward. I'm hoping to continue to be an active member in YLD and the Philly Bar Association and pay forward all the benefits that I've received so far. And to increase the amount of diverse attorneys involved in YLD, I think a good starting point is for all of us to use our own networks, invite our peers, make sure people are attending meetings that we know, get more attorneys' feet in the door. We all come from different law schools, different places of work, and we can tap into those different communities and reach YLD. Also increase collaboration with other Philly Bar Association subcommittees, programs we've already mentioned, but also the board observer program. When I attended the initial meeting last year, there were so many young associates there, and I think that'd be a great pool to pull from. Thank you everybody for your time.
Thank you, everyone. We really are running late, but anyone who's still with us, who's a candidate, if you'd like to turn your cameras on now, just for a big collective goodbye, feel free to do that. I thank all of you for your participation this afternoon and your willingness to help lead our association. I'm thrilled that we have such an impressive field of candidates this year, and Everyone else who's still with us, please note you can find out more about the candidates in the latest issue of the Philadelphia Bar Reporter. Is there anything else, Tara, you would like to say?
I just want to thank everyone for their time, their attention, your comments, and your dedication to the Bar Association, and remind everyone that ballots come out on Friday. So we hope to have you vote. We hope to have your networks vote, and we look forward to our next level of leadership for the Philadelphia Bar Association. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much, Rudy.
You're
and
welcome.
have an excellent day.
You too, everyone.